Hi guys, Ian here. Welcome to my channel and to my day. And today is another one of my car rambles, and I haven't done one of these for a while. And so I'm just heading home from being out for a few hours, and as you can see, it's cold in Wales, UK today. I'm all wrapped up, and yes, so yesterday I did a video on the God Names Order of Angels and the Archangels of the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, and I mentioned that one of the things that had been on my mind and that I will be making a video about was the nature of joy. And so yeah, I was wandering around in town today and still thinking about it, so I thought, well, let's just express some thoughts. And I guess what it's about is, for me, coming to an understanding of the difference between pleasure, happiness and joy. And in thinking about this, and I'm speaking for myself because, you know, that's all we can speak for really. Pleasure is about the senses. It's about the satisfaction of the senses. It's it's to do with our physical body. It's to do with our life in 3D manifestation in the sphere of Malkut. And whether that be the senses of seeing something beautiful, of hearing beautiful music, tasting food, of even down to maybe enjoying a good book, something that we read and something that from reading it conjures images, and you know, the physical pleasures of sex and the things that satisfy the urges and the drives of the body, the things that bring it pleasure. So yeah, I think pleasure is primarily a physical thing, and coming in as a result of our senses and our physicality and our beingness in matter on 3D planet Earth. Pleasure is a thing of living. I think it's a byproduct or a purpose of living, of being alive in a physical body. And then happiness. Now, to me, happiness it's not the same as pleasure. Happiness and contentment. Let's just stay with happiness for the minute. Happiness, I think, for me, is about an appreciation, an understanding, an awareness that not only are there no major catastrophes going on in my life that cause me ongoing misery, but that there's a certain rightness and balance about my life, that more things in my life are going the way that I feel that they should, whether that be right or wrong. More things are on the plus side of my life than there are on the negative side. And for me, happiness is like, I don't know, it's like achieving a certain line on a barometer, and if I'm at the line or above it, then by and large I'm happy. Perhaps content is about there being no major disruptions or nothing that's pulling me down too much. And then happiness is when I'm above that line and there are positive things going on in my life. But no, not even that really. Happiness to me is about when a lot of things in my life, to use a word or some words from the Frank Stockton novel, when all my orbs are in their orbit, I am happy. It's a kind of a background state that I deviate from. Sometimes I'm not happy, sometimes I'm just content, other times I'm happy. So perhaps a little bit of a change in state. But for me, happiness is a background state of living when things are going more or less as I want them to. So again, happiness for me is associated with living this life, the life that is nearest perhaps to me right now, that I am most in touch with. Although of course there are other aspects of our lives which are also important, but as we are living in a physical body, often that which is nearest to us and which we are most easily affected by is the quality of life in the physical body. And in spiritual evolution, what we're aiming to do is not to get away from that life, but to recognize that there are other aspects to our life, our spiritual life and our spiritual living, and to put the whole thing in balance. Balance in the physical with the spiritual. That's the aim really of spiritual evolution, at least as I understand it. So moving from happiness then to joy. Now, I have experienced joy in my life, and I'm sure that we all have, but it isn't something that happens. It isn't a very common thing, I think. Not pure joy. Extreme happiness and pure joy, in my mind, are not the same. And I've come to realize that joy, I think, is a spiritual state. And I think joy is the result of a connection between our personality and our awareness and the that of us which is our living being, and the that of us which is our spiritual core, if you like. And why do I say this? Because when I have studied the higher spiritual hierarchies, and I've looked at, for example, the 4 holy living creatures that surround the throne of divinity, and we are told of those that day and night they repeat, "Holy, holy, holy," declaring the characteristic of the divine being. And at first I used to think, why would somebody need that? Why would somebody need beings to state how holy and wonderful you are? But I see now that's not what it is at all. The holy living creatures are transfixed with joy at what they see before them, because they are face to face, like Metatron. They are face to face with the infinite being, and through seeing what they see and experiencing what they experience, it generates within them the deepest bliss of joy, and they speak what they see. That is why they say "Holy, holy, holy," day and night without ceasing. And my growing conviction is that joy is the natural state of spirit when it is joined with its source. And for us, in physical planet Earth, the first joining is with our own selves, with our own spiritual selves, our higher selves, our individuality, which builds around the core of our divine being, which is a splinter of divinity. And when I look at the things that have brought me joy, they have been things that in a sense are very spiritual. I think of maybe a mother beholding her baby for the first time, and I think that's probably, for most people, a cause of deep joy. That's a spiritual experience. A physical experience, but with a spiritual truth at its core, a mother creator and her creation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be spending more time, once I get an idea in my mind, it kind of works in the background, and then I start to gather evidence from things that I see around me, which will either confirm that belief or will cause me to reevaluate it and think, well, it wasn't quite that, it's something else. Now what is it? But I am convinced that joy, true joy, is the natural state of spirit when it beholds spirit. Anyway, that's my car ramble for today, and I will see you guys again soon. And wrap up, stay warm if you're in a cold climate, and bye for now.